Vai Paolo. Guardi il male! Mancini chiude, subisce.
Yes, welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. You saw that highlight where Bayer Leverkusen, a team that is known to score late goals this season, did that against Stuttgart in the German Bundesliga. They are the champions of that league already, but despite that, they want to keep that record. 46 games unbeaten run still continue as it stands right now. Over the weekend, they've not lost any game in Europe. In the league, in the cup games, they are into the Europa League semi-final, and in the league, they still continue their unbeaten run, which is a massive one for Xabi Alonso, Victor Boniface of Super Eagles, Nathan Tella of Super Eagles, Granit Xhaka, who left Arsenal for Bayer Leverkusen this season, and it's a good one for them. 46 games, they've not lost any this season so far. And also saw that highlight Napoli against Roma at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium in the Italian Serie A. Victor Osimhen get one of those goals. It was a fantastic one. 2-2 it ended in that game, and for Napoli, they are struggling, continues in the league, defending champions of the Serie A, but they've lost that title already to Inter Milan, who has been confirmed winners of that league. All of this, we'll get to that on the course of the show this evening, but let's start from the home front. Let's start with administrative story this evening, where NFF, definitely, this is what we want to see: sanitize the league, get those offenders, get them to book, punish the offenders, and then definitely others will take a lesson. Let's look at this story from the NPFL, and then NFF, a disciplinary committee, have actually sanctioned Tijani Majidadi for over poor officiating. That was a game between Katsina United and Rivers United in one of their rescheduled games that was played at the Adoke Amasimaka Stadium in Port Harcourt, where Rivers United won that game 2-0. But at the end of the day, Katsina United had to lay a complaint because they would have been able to get a goal or two in that game. They had about 2 clear penalties, but it was not given. At the end of the day, Rivers United went away with all 3 points. But because of that, right now, the referee, the officiating referee of that game, the center referee, Tijani Majidadi, has been sanctioned. All right, I have Abba Michael joining me this evening again on the show to look at these stories and others and other stories making the rounds in the world of sport this evening. Abba Michael, welcome to Sports Update. Let's quickly look at this story. Let's start with it, where NFF Disciplinary Committee, alongside Nigerian Referee Association, has actually punished one referee, Tijani Majidadi, for poor officiating in the game between Rivers United and Katsina United in one of their rescheduled games.
Yes, I mean, it's quite unfortunate. I mentioned it earlier. Even there was the match between Plateau United and Rivers United. Rivers United were given 2 penalties. I mean, something I had never seen since I started watching NPFL. 2 controversial penalties were awarded to Rivers United. I mean, the management of the United even complained bitterly, but that was thrown under the carpet. Now we are seeing the same thing. Still Rivers United. I don't really understand what is happening. Now the referee has been called to book. This is what we have been waiting for. And that's the reason why Nigerian referees don't get considerations when it comes to shortlisting names of referees from the African continent for the African showpiece. Nigeria gets snubbed time and time again. And these are the reasons. Suspect officiating, they cannot officiate without taking sides. The bias is too crystal clear, visible to all and sundry, and that needs to really be tackled. This should serve as a deterrent. Perhaps he will be the scapegoat that will be used to deter other referees from this constant misbehavior. So I want to give NPFL a thumbs up for sanctioning the referees so as not to let them get out of hand.
Okay, not to let them get out of hand. This is not the first time we're having a referee being sanctioned. This is in the Nigerian Premier Football League. We had other referees, about 12 of them already in the book of the NFF Disciplinary Committee, and Tijani Majidadi has been added to that number. All right, let's leave the shores of the country and go straight to Europe. You saw the highlight where Victor Osimhen scored from the spot to give at least give Napoli a lead 2-1. But at the end of the day, Tammy Abraham, another Nigerian, though not playing for Nigeria, he's playing for the English national team, the Three Lions of England, leveling things for Roma at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. But for Victor Osimhen, it's a good one. He got a goal in that game to help Napoli get a draw at their home ground. Let's look at the Italian Serie A table, Michael, before you react to it. We have Inter Milan, who are already champions of the league, still maintaining their own status at the top of the table with 89 points. They also got a win over the weekend. AC Milan in second with 70 points. We have Juventus on the third position with 65 points. We have Bologna fourth with 63 points. Roma, after that draw with Napoli, are now fifth position with 59 points. We have Atlanta, another a team for another Super Eagles Nigeria, that is Ademola Lookman, who was also instrumental over the weekend for Atlanta. They have 57 points on the sixth position. Lazio is seventh with 55 points. We have Fiorentina on the eighth position, 50 points with 13 goal difference, and Napoli have moved down to the ninth position with 50 points, and just a team that was scoring goals last season. Look at what they have right now. They have just 9 goal difference, which is a poor one from the team. We have Torino on the 10th position with 0 goal difference and 46 points. Let's go to the flip side of the table. We have Monza on the 11th position. Surprisingly, Monza, this was a team that was struggling last season. They escaped relegation, but this season, fantastic job for them. On the 11th with 44 points, we have Genoa 12, 39 points. Lecce is on the 13th position, 36 points. Cagliari is 14 with 32 points. We have Hellas Verona 15th with 31 points. Frosinone is on the 16th position with 31 points. Empoli 17 with 31 points. Udinese is on the 18th position, 29 points. And we have Sassuolo with 26 points, occupying the 19th position. And Salernitana on the 20th position with 15 points. One thing with the Italian Serie A is that all of these teams are the relegation zone. We have to go for relegation playoff battle, where we have about 2 teams will have to remain and the others will be confirmed relegated. So 3 teams will get promoted to the league. But all right, let's go straight to Michael. Now let's look at this Napoli playing a 2-2 draw over the weekend with Roma at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Napoli is not really, they didn't start the season well, and now they have, in fact, they have, let me say completely, the title is over because Inter Milan has won it, but this time around, they might not be in Europe next season.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad one. They have obviously fallen off the ladder. I mean, when you look at Napoli this time last year, they were the darling of the Italian Serie A. But here, we look at where they are today. Victor Osimhen had over 30 goals, and that was what made him the best player in Africa. Every defender in the Italian Serie A sees Victor Osimhen as a monster, as a terrorist. I mean, if you are defending against Victor Osimhen, your pain reliever should be waiting for you and body massager at home, so that when you go back, you receive some succor, because Victor Osimhen was a thorn in the flesh time and time again, going at the defenders. The goalkeeper had his hand full with Victor Osimhen's onslaught. But then he was able to get himself on the score sheet from the penalty spot. That was why he's called the best inside a match.
And as it stands right now, they might not be in Europe come next season. In the Europa Conference League, they might not play. In the Europa League, they might not play if they don't change things before the end of the season. At least push up to the 5th or 6th position or 7th, thereabout, for them to be able to play in Europe. All right, let's leave the Italian Serie A and go straight to the German Bundesliga. Another team that have 2 Nigerians in that team doing so well over the weekend. You saw the highlight, the first highlight you saw on the screen, that is Bayer Leverkusen against Stuttgart over the weekend. They continued their last-minute goal-scoring form. with Xabi Alonso creating history, 46 games unbeaten right now. If they play the next game and they don't get to lose, it's going to be 47 games. Let's see how far they can go to the end of the season and probably go straight to the Europa League final, and then maybe they will just win it. Stuttgart was leading that in that game, leading them 2-0 at the end of the day, but they managed somehow, came back, rallied round to level things, and it was 2-2 at the end of 95 minutes of that game for Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes, I mean, it's a good one for them. Arsenal had 49 games unbeaten. That's Premier League alone. 2003 to 2004 season, the 38 matches, and then 12 matches into the 2004-2005 season. And so they ended up with 49. So right now, for the Bundesliga alone, I think they're on 30, 35 or so. But then we must give them credit. The team looks like a job. I wonder how he assembled all the right pieces. I mean, even the rotation. I saw them against Borussia Dortmund recovering at the 98 minutes. This is a team with character. I mean, they remind me of the Real Madrid of 2014. The six Nathan Taylor, the Nigerians. That's
okay, the two Nigerians we have in that team, Victor Boniface and Nathan Taylor, on the course of history with Xabi Alonso, who is these players were not known, but Xabi Alonso has put them on the global map. I can tell you at the end of the season, maybe let's see if God will help Bayer Leverkusen, because this time around that team, their fortunes will just be. In fact, their fortunes is about to change, because a lot of the big teams in Europe will be coming for their players. But for Xabi Alonso, he has extended his contract. He said he's going to stay one more season before he will make a move to maybe Real Madrid. Liverpool were also looking for his services, or any other big club in Europe. All right, let's leave the German Bundesliga. Okay, before we go, let's look at the table quickly. Let's just look at the German Bundesliga table. Though Bayer Leverkusen have won the title, they have 81 points after that draw. 31 games they've played. Out of the whole of these 31 games, they've not lost any. I can tell you for free, they have not lost any. 31 games so far in the league, no loss in that number. We have 81 points. Bayern Munich is second with 69 points, where Hurricane is looking to just cruise home with the golden boot, creating history in the German Bundesliga. We have VfB Stuttgart third with 64 points. We have RB Leipzig on the fourth position, 62 points. Borussia Dortmund fifth with 57 points. For Borussia Dortmund, they might just be playing in the Europa League come next season. Eintracht Frankfurt is on the sixth position with 45 points. Freiburg seventh with 40 points. Augsburg is eighth with 39 points. We have Hoffenheim on the ninth position with 39 points. FC Heidenheim 10 with 37 points. Let's go to the flip side of the table. We have 18 teams in this league. We have Werder Bremen on the 11th position, 37 points, and Darmstadt 98 is on the 18th position with 17 points. But the good news is all of the teams from the 13th position, about 6 of them will go into the relegation playoff, and definitely they will confirm it's going to be a round robin game, and 3 teams will have to go, 3 teams will have to stay back in the league. All right, let's leave the German Bundesliga quickly and go straight to the La Liga, where there were games over the weekend. We are going to look at the games that was played over the weekend. We have Real Madrid getting a lone goal over the weekend. They defeated their opponent. It was 1-0 against Real Sociedad on Friday night, and they continue to remain at the top of the table. But let's look at some other results of the league. We have Cadiz against Mallorca. It was 1-1. Granada beat Osasuna 3-0. Villarreal trashed Rayo Vallecano 3-0 also. Real Betis and Sevilla played the 1-1 draw. Las Palmas lost at home to the inform under Sanchez 2-0. And then Almeria also lost at home to Getafe 3-1. Deportivo Alaves 3, Celta Vigo 0. Atletico Madrid trashed their neighbors. Is a derby game. Athletic Club 3-1 at home at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. Let's look at the table and see how teams are standing after the round of matches over the weekend. For Real Madrid, like I said, it remains at the top of the table and was a good one for Real Madrid getting a win on Friday night. All right, Michael. For La Liga, the thing is Real Madrid is on course. After defeating Barcelona in the Clásico, they extended that lead, and definitely they are looking on course to win the league. And at the end of the day, their attention, I believe right now, is turned to the Champions League.
Yes, I mean, Real Madrid still have a double in their sights. They can win the league and, of course, even the Champions League. They have taken down two gigantic teams in Manchester City and, of course, Barcelona in the last 1 week. They are still grinding out victories. It shows that the character of Real Madrid has never dwindled, has never went down. Culture, a winning culture, and right now they have cemented their status at the top of the league. Perhaps they may begin to even give chances to the rotation players. They can come from the bench and have a feel, of the season, so that the other players can have some rest as they approach the Champions League. But we're happy for Real Madrid. It was a weekend of Real versus Real, and then Atletico versus Athletic. You can see them following themselves, 4th and 5th on the table. La Liga is the second most watched league in the world after the English Premier League. Girona had a great start, but then when you are playing the same league with Real Madrid, your dreams can always get shattered. So I feel for them, but it's a good thing that they are coming. They may play in the Champions League, the pace at which they are going, perhaps for the first time in a long time, if at all they've ever played in the Champions League.
Yes, for Girona, definitely they will play in the Champions League. As you can see on the screen, Real Madrid has 84 points, Girona 71, and Barcelona, who has a game in hand, have 70 points. Atletico Madrid 64 points with 4th, and Getafe is on the 10th position with 43 points. Let's go straight to some games that will be played today. We have about 2 games tonight in Europe. We have 2 games coming up tonight in Europe. We have Barcelona against Valencia at the Camp Nou. That's a big game tonight for Barcelona. And then Genoa will play in the Italian Serie A against Cagliari. All right, before we go on the show, let's look at this story. It concerns boxing. Our own Anthony Joshua. Michael, you just take 2 seconds to react to this. Anthony Joshua has predicted Usyk to beat Fury. That fight has been set for May 18th. Just 3 weeks away from now, probably. It's not. I don't think it's up to 3 weeks. We just have 2 weeks away from now to that fight. May 18th, that fight will be going down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But right now, Anthony Joshua says Usyk is going to beat Fury. I don't know if you are on the side of Anthony Joshua.
First of all, on that day, I'm not a public lecture, but I support Anthony Joshua that Usyk is taking down Tyson. As his dominance has come to an end.
Okay, his dominance has come to an end. All right, let's go back to football. But this time around, it's a transfer where Manchester United and Chelsea show interest in Inter Milan defender. This guy is fantastic. If you watch the last World Cup, that is in Qatar, Dumfries was a fantastic player for Netherlands. But this time around, Chelsea and Manchester United are breathing down the neck of this guy. One of these teams will actually acquire the services of Dumfries. All right, that is where we'll leave it on the show this evening. Abba Michael, thanks for joining me on the show. It was a wonderful one having your sports updates coming to your screen from Trust TV.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
On the program, I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.